mercy, and forgiveness. So I think we might have been out of, had a technical difficulty there with the audio. Please forgive me. Again, my name, this is Yahweh's Sabbath class, and my name is Yehuda Ben Israel. And again, we've already, you saw us through the video, but again, your name again, brother?
Uriah Ben Israel.
Obadiah Ben Israel.
And we are the keepers of the house of light. You know, what we were saying earlier, we know that we are in the midst of a spiritual war, and Satan is not divided. His kingdom is not divided.
They're unified.
They're unified. They're working, and they're working to destroy those who are righteous, who seek to do that which is righteous. And in fact, those who don't even know, they want to kill you before you even hear the truth. The warriors of Satan, those demonic forces, those unclean spirits, they want to keep you from hearing the truth.
That's right.
We have issues that delay us from getting started, but the truth is going to get out.
One way or the other.
The light penetrates darkness. There's no darkness in the face of Yahweh.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So we're the keepers of the house of light. And again, we are dedicated to spreading the righteousness. That's Yahweh's laws and his statutes and his commandments. The righteousness, Yahweh's righteousness is love, mercy, and forgiveness of our Father, Yahweh Elohim of hosts, by and through his son, Yahshua, the Messiah, the Lamb of Yahweh, the King of Israel, the High Priest, and our Redeemer and our Savior.
Hallelujah, man.
And there's no other path to the Father.
Really?
What do you think, Deacon Hope? You think there's another path? He posed a good question.
You can't sidestep. You can't jump no fence.
Well, Elder, you got your answer. You can't sidestep this thing.
Cannot.
You can't do it. You can't go through you think you're a good person mindset. That's not going to get it. Right?
What about if I feed the hunger?
You can feed everybody. It's still not going to be enough.
Straight as the gate.
Straight as the gate. Right? Yahshua said that. You know, straight is the gate, narrow is the way. Right? But if you go any other way, you're going to fall in that pit. Right? If you're following people who are leading you that way, they're blind, and guess what? You're blind. They're blind leaders of the blind, and they're going to all fall into the what? The ditch, the pit. Right? So I wanted to say something, because we have to say certain things. We live in a democratic republic, right?
That's correct.
So we have certain liberties that are guaranteed by the Constitution and enforced by the might of the economy and military, that they can continue to do certain things, for these rights and liberties, right, in the legal systems here in America and generally in the Western world. So you got rights, but let me tell you something. Some of you, our people, and we can talk about it, you're doing things because the government says you can do it. Am I right?
That's correct.
Is there a limit?
You know, you're doing those things. Yeah, well, there is I think that presupposes the conclusion. Is there a limit? But we know what you're doing. See, you can say you have reproductive rights. You can say you have gender rights. You can say you have sexual rights. And that's right. Those are your rights. And we're not here to tread upon your rights in this land, correct? But that's not our job. Our job is to declare what thus says Yahweh. Now that's on you to determine, I think, right? It's up to you. Yahweh's not going to force you, right?
Correct.
He's not going to force you. If you say, is there a limit? So you tell me, is there a limit? Tell us. Is there a limit to your rights? No, you got unlimited rights, correct? You can say, I got unlimited rights. I can do what I want to do. I heard a woman say on YouTube, she said, well, I have a right to do this, and my son, you know, she's been involved in all kind of pornographic things, and says she's raised her son to respect a woman's body she just wanted to do. And her son has seen her in these movies and these all kinds of things. and he loves women. And I said, no, you have raised him to accept that which is wicked, that which is not right. So he doesn't know right from wrong. So this book that we read from, the Torah, what does it mean? Instruction. Say it loud. Instructions.
That's right.
So these are instructions in righteousness.
Yeah.
Right? So we're here to teach the gospel, teach and proclaim the gospel of Yahshua, who magnifies the law of Yahweh and makes it righteous.
Praise God.
We're not here to teach and proclaim my doctrine, Yehuda's doctrine. We're not here to proclaim Deacon Obadiah's doctrine or Elder Uriah's doctrine. Our words don't have, our words fall on the ground.
Yeah.
They fall. We say something, what is it going to do? It hit the ground, don't it?
That's right.
Yep.
But Yahweh's word is going to accomplish
What he said now.
He's going to accomplish what he sent it out to do. It's not going to fall on the ground. You will fall on the ground and be laid in your grave. Right? And that will be the end of that. And then there's a judgment waiting on you. Right? He's appointed once to what?
To die.
To die. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Yep.
When you die, the books are set for you. So we're going to see if your word can, let's see if you're really immortal. Right? You're not. So don't think we're here to beat you up, but we're here to declare the truth. Right? It's better for someone to tell you, stop doing what you're doing. You got the right to do it. Right?
Absolutely.
In America. You got the right to do it in the West. Maybe in the East, some places too. I don't know. The world will tell you do what you got to do. But guess what? There will be a judgment. I won't be in your judgment. Elder Uriah won't be in your judgment. You got to stand for yourself. Deacon Obi won't be there for you. Right?
Absolutely.
Time is coming deep. It's getting serious out here. And our people have strayed. They like sheep. They're lost. Right? Many of us are lost. So.
But you know what, my elder, it's about time someone stand up and, let our people know what's going on.
Exactly.
About the latter end, because, oh man, it's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. But, just like you said, Yahweh's been sending prophets, right, to our people.
That's correct.
He's been sending those to declare the truth in this generation, right?
That's correct.
You throw stones at them, verbal stones. You write them off. Well, it's crazy. And some may be, but you better listen to the words. If they're telling you the word, you know what I mean? You might hear one word is enough to get you saved. One word that Yahweh has identified only for you to hear, right? Because he can do anything. One word might be enough for you to say, wait a minute, I never heard that before. So with that, let's go ahead and start off. Now, the class today is entitled, what is it, Brother Obi? I'm sorry. It's
Israel breaks the Mosaic covenant.
Again.
Israel breaks the Mosaic covenant.
Israel breaks the Mosaic covenant. Now, before we jump into that discussion, I'm going to turn it over to Elder Uriah for pre-class reading this morning.
Thank you, my elder. I would like to start the pre-class reading in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4 and 5. Give you a second to turn over. And this we call the Shema. Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our Elohim is one other name, and thou shalt love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Man, praise Yah for this Sabbath, man.
And we have to praise him each and every day, man.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Yeah. Next, I would like to turn to Matthew chapter 22, and we're going to pick it up at verse 34.
Okay.
And we can see here in the book of Matthew where the Messiah, the Son of God, magnified the Shema also.
Okay.
And if he magnified the Shema also, I think we should do also. Magnify too. Verse 34. But when the Pharisees had heard that he put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Right.
Yeshua answered unto him, Thou shalt love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Great job.
Praise Him. Let's turn to the book of the same book, remain in the same book, chapter 18, verse 20. Matthew chapter 18, verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
Praise God. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's the Messiah. Praise God.
Praise God.
We're not alone, brothers.
We're not alone. He's always in the midst of us. Let's turn to the book of Isaiah, chapter 58,
Okay.
verse 13 and 14.
Okay. Here we go.
Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Shabbat, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Shabbat a delight, the holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it.
Praise
Beautiful
God.
words, man.
Beautiful words, brother. Thank you, Elder Uriah, for reading those beautiful words, because that's what they are. They're beautiful, and they must be heeded. They should be heeded. You know, and before we get into the class, which is entitled Israel Breaks the Mosaic Covenant, Elder, we have a holiday coming up.
We have the Feast of Pentecost. It's coming up, and it's gonna be after sunset on June 11th. So it would be after next Shabbat at about 9 p.m. You know, you're welcome to join us, and would like you to join us. You know, continue to minister, you know, the word of Yahweh unto His people.
Thank you, Elder Uriah, for that, because that's the Feast of Pentecost. It's also known as the Feast of Weeks. And how does the count start again, Deacon Obi?
50 days from the Feast of Passover.
Okay.
So yeah, you would count 7 Sabbaths.
Okay, 7 Sabbaths from the Passover.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so praise God that we are trying our best, like the other, those are other Jews and those who are Messianic Jews like ourselves. We're trying to keep these holy days, those shadows of things to come, to the best of our ability, as Yahweh has given us the means to calculate them. And so that's what we've been doing. And you can find those dates also on our Facebook Facebook page.
Yes, sir.
And you'll see all of them listed. And that's a great thing to do, to keep up with the holy days. We had a great class last week, and the brothers had a class last week. That class was entitled the attire of the priest, or the clothing of the priest.
Yes, sir.
And that just, what we've been doing is reading in the book of Exodus, Moses went up into the mountain. And he's up there for 40 days and 40 nights, right? And Yahweh told him, he wrote those things down, everything that he was told to make, that he saw that pattern happen, everything from the tabernacle to the Ark of the Covenant, to the showbread table, to what the priest should wear, their attire with his sons.
Very detailed.
Very detailed.
Just like we were dealing with in the new moon class now, Yahweh gave instructions to Noah as to how to build the ark.
That's right.
He didn't leave no stone unturned as to how to build it, or leave nothing to imagination. He told him how to build it, how to set up the floors, how many floors you should have, the type of wood that he should use.
Exactly.
The animals.
And if you didn't get a chance to tune in to see the last our last new moon, Deacon Obadiah did a class. I encourage you guys to, I should say, go check it out. It was entitled
Just as in the days of Noah.
Just as in the days of Noah. Very specific instructions, as you said, right, Elder?
Very thorough, laid out.
They laid out everything. It was a good class, great class, but it lets you know Yahweh is not leaving anything to chance. He tells you what to do. And his son has told us what to do. So there's no reason for you, if you have an ear to hear. Because there shouldn't be a reason for you to be standing, that's some honor and dishonor. But that's in Yahweh's hand. But if you hear these words, why would you want to find yourself standing before the great white throne of judgment after the 1,000 years? And now you're just there for judgment. What's going to be your defense, Deacon Obi?
Oh, there will be no defense. There will be no defense.
No.
You won't have no attorney.
No attorney by intervene?
You can't retain counsel.
No. Surely Uriah will be able to step up for somebody. Uriah, will you be able to help him? I don't know. Uriah might have it like that. I don't know.
Look. Everything that you have done in your lifetime is written in that book. So, how can I defend you?
Right.
I mean,
it's deep, because right now we have grace. Like people think grace is new.
Go ahead, bro.
So there's Noah found grace.
That's right.
And so you have a lot of preachers today. They preach this doctrine about grace, like it's something new.
Yeah.
And there's a time for all things. Yahweh is giving grace to his people, and so we should follow that example and give grace to our people too, because we understand that they're under the curse. But there's going to come a time when Yahweh's grace will be cut off in that sense. And I say that to say, like, if we go to the book of Zechariah, right now it says, Yahweh says the rain, it falls on the righteous and it falls on the wicked.
That's right.
And he
That's right.
determines that, right?
That's right.
Okay, but then you go read the book of Zechariah, when the children of Israel, after they're put back in the land, the Mashiach establishes the kingdom. It says the nation that comes not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, he said that nation will get no rain.
That's right.
And if they don't come up the next year, he said, I'm going to give them a plague.
He does say it, right? He said
so that grace is going to be cut off at that point.
Totally.
You're going to do what he said.
Yeah.
See, just like Israel was in servitude to the nations, when Israel repents, this is why we have to have mercy on our people. Because see, the nations have kept their foot on Israel's neck, because until Israel repents and returns back to Yahweh, we don't have an army. We don't have a standing army. Who represents us or speaks for us as a people?
No.
But when Israel returns and repents back to Yahweh, Yahweh fights for us.
There it is.
And the nations know this. And they say, we cannot let them come together and find out who it is that they are. Because when they repent, though they're divided amongst each other, we can divide them up and play those games. But when Yahweh says, it's time,
speak, brother,
and he returns Israel back to him, and Israel repents, Yahweh's going to fight for us.
Yep.
And the nations know this. And they have no defense. They no weapon they can use. You see, they're shipping weapons to Ukraine,
right,
to defend against,
billions of dollars,
whatsoever, whether people yay, nay, whether they agree or disagree. We have no dog in that fight.
That's true,
right? But there's no weapons that you'll be able to send to defend against Yahweh. You won't be able to do that then.
Right, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Praise y'all for that, brother.
Praise him.
And what you just said, I love that, because they think grace is something. I'm glad you expounded on it that way.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, we've been in a period of grace since the Mashiach ascended. And I look at a contract with your credit cards or whatever. You got a grace period where you don't get no late fee. If you pay it within this time, you're good. We're giving you grace. But after that, you get the fee, and there's no turning back. Now you got to call the credit company. Hey, please, well, Mr. Such and Such, you've had, you've exceeded your grace period. We have to do this. So I love that how you may take grace out like it's not a. You said on several occasions, grace is not a new thing. Noah, as you said, found grace. A lot of holy men and people found grace. Yahweh chose not. He chose to spare them. But like you said, when in that class, when Noah went in that ark, Yahweh closed it up behind him. Isn't that something? He shut it.
That grace period is
over. So now, and I think Yahweh, he's merciful because we've all sinned.
That's right.
I fall like you said, we can't be so hard and like you said, with a rod of iron, as though we are without sin, as though we're the Mashiach, ruling over our people. No, they need for you. And like I said before, we've done things. And I said before, just because you can legally do all these things, but there is still a grace period. Yahweh wants you to confess your sins. He don't take no joy in the wicked dying. So he wants you to stop doing that. What repentance means.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop breaking the law. Stop doing those things that are wicked. Stop doing those things that are contrary to the book.
That's right.
As an individual. So we got the individual, and the nation.
That's right.
Yahweh loves his people. And his nation is going to be, his nation is his people. Right?
That's right.
So I can't judge a person and say they're a filthy rag, because I'm a filthy rag before Yahweh.
Yeah.
Right?
Likewise.
So we have to be, you can tell somebody to stop.
Yeah.
But you ain't got to just kick them. Did the Mashiach do that? Did Saul them talk like that? Did Peter them talk like that?
It's deep. It says Yeshua was an austere man. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So he might step on your corns.
Right.
And I tell you, sorry. There was a time for that.
There's a time for it.
I mean, he did that to them Pharisees.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
they had to hear it.
Common people, that's not what he was doing.
No, not to the common people.
He knew what he knew the measure that needed to be met out according to who it was that he was dealing with. He didn't have a respect of person.
Right.
He knew what it was that he was dealing with.
And he had to do that because I was taught he had to do that. He had to inflame them. They've been mad at him anyway. They've already angry at him for the works he was doing.
Yeah.
But when you call them, you serpent, you generation of serpents, this and this and this, you hypocrites, that just made it fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
We got to kill it.
Yeah.
We got to get him out of here. He's going to mess up our place. And the Romans going to come back in here. We're going to lose our spots. Because the Romans let you do what you want to do. They just, so these are the things that we have to look at. When like you said, we're looking at our people. Don't be sitting here. People say things like, I like to take a study. When you talk about abortion, that's a big issue right now, right? Being debated, waiting for some kind of decision in the Supreme Court, right? And to possibly overturn the law of the land. And this is not our land, but that's the law of the land, Roe v. Wade. Now the question is, people saying the women say it's their rights, but then on the other hand, people say that is wrong, and then there's another part that's saying, hey, it's the women are just, and that's true. Those things, that's true. Everybody got a perspective. But the question is, when we start pointing, particularly for us men in the truth, us Jews, we have to look at it, well, are all these abortions being paid for by the women, or you are men saying, here the money, go ahead and, I don't know the child.
Yeah.
It's a portion out there.
Yeah.
But we can't be hypocrites and sit back. You don't did certain things with your own seed, and now you went and stoned another woman, a woman, for dealing with another man's seed. You did. How are you? You're a hypocrite.
Living in a glass house.
You live in a glass house, and you don't want nobody to find that out what you did, and that's only between you and the Mashiach and Yahweh. because you sought forgiveness for it. So that goes back to mercy too.
Yeah.
Yahweh don't care about, if Yahweh said his blood is enough. If you have committed those things, if Yahweh wants you to confess your sins so you can get washed up, so he can forgive you.
See, it's the time for that. See, it comes a time, he says, when he said, let them that's righteous be righteous still. Let them that's wicked be wicked still. At that point, there is no more time. So if the Mashiach has not returned,
There's time for you. It's time. You can repent.
How dare we
go ahead now.
Try to close off the doors to our people as if we're the porters.
Yeah, we're going to shut it up. It's too late.
Yahshua is the porter.
Right.
See, I think our people forget Yahshua is the porter. See, he says, he said, I gave the disciples over to my Father for safekeeping. I'll give you over to my Father. But you have to come to him or come to the Father through him.
That's right.
And then he gives you to the Father for safekeeping. See, no man, he said, no man can pluck them out of my hand. No man.
No man. His Father gave it to him.
See,
that is, bro. We sealed. So we got to let everybody else know. Don't worry. If you have done something, you know what you've done. It don't matter. If we keep forgetting. This is like you say, it's Yahshua. He's the porter, right? So you probably done all. I don't care if you might have been the biggest. You better all kind of men, all kind of women, but you can be washed up.
That's right.
If you just heed the word that we're saying, humble yourself and hear this truth, and come on and seek your Father, so and let Him guide you to Christ Yahshua, so He can wash you up, man. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do.
That's right.
Yahshua is that light that came into the world.
That's right.
Right?
But you know what, LND, can, as we mentioned before, that a person maybe have unlimited right, but that doesn't mean to go, oh, you don't have to do that thing that way. That is wrong.
No, you don't have to do it.
You have the right, yes, because there is a judgment.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly.
And whatever you do, okay, it's written in the book.
It's written.
That's right.
And if you're not under if you don't have a covering, and we talk about the blood of Christ, Yahshua, if you're under that blood, it is the remission of those past sins. But if you die in your sins, you're going to be in that resurrection of that white throne of judgment. And there's nothing that, like you say, the book is going to be open about you, and you're not going to be in the Lamb's Book of Life. So guess what? All that stuff is, you got to be judged for everything you don't, like you say, well, you did this, you did that, you was a liar, you was a fornicator, you was an adulterer, you did everything. Well, it's still there. Judgment now. We might as well, it's time to be cast in the lake of fire with your father. Satan, that was your God.
Yeah, the father.
Right?
Yes, right.
That's your God. Now that you didn't want to follow the King of Kings. Right? You followed the Prince of Darkness, as they say. But we would say what he is. He is a prince.
That's right.
But he has to be judged too. He's going to be thrown in that lake of fire, correct?
That's right.
Him and the beast, and the false prophet, and all the angels, and all those demonic angels that follow him. And then you're going to be cast in the lake. Why would you want to find? I know it sounds like a movie, a Hollywood thing, but it's not. It's real. It's real. But praise God. This is what we're here to do. We're not here just to read out this book. We're here to teach, to proclaim the gospel of Christ. Yahshua. Yahweh is the Father.
That's right.
The husbandman. And Yahshua is that true line of Israel.
That's right.
And we're branches. But we got to do our works. I don't want to get hewn off and dry it up and throw it in the fire. I want Yahweh, through the grace of Yahshua Mashiach, to, if anything, prune me so I can bring forth more fruit.
That's right.
I want to be useful. You want to be useful. Man, because I got a family. I love my family. I'm trying to stand in the position for them.
That's right.
So I can speak to them. I got children, we got families, we got people. And Yahweh put us in a position to be the head and the covering for those people. And if you're married, you know what I'm talking about. And if, sisters, you're not married, you got a father. If you have a father, well, guess what? Yahshua is your covering until you get that covering. You follow me? But you're not. You are worthy of covering through Yahweh, through His Son Yeshua. You are worthy now, because He's worthy. So He's found us worthy. He died for many, not all. Let's just make sure you were part of that many, no matter how many it may be.
That's right.
So, brother, the class is entitled "Israel Breaks the Mosaic Covenant." I wasn't here last Shabbat, but at the class, and I know you brothers read up to the book of Exodus chapter 31, right?
Yes, sir.
And for all of you who have been watching, everything from Moses went to that mountain. I'm sorry. He went in that mountain 40 days before that. Yahweh showed him everything, right? What to do, how to do it, specific, no ambiguity, no vagueness, no conditions. You can, if you feel like it. No, he didn't. That wasn't the language used. You do it this way, right? So we're going to start. I want the people who haven't heard it, let's see the wrap up in chapter 31 again. Let's just wrap it up, Elder Uriah, so we can just see now, because Yahweh is going to put the Spirit in the workmen to do all the things that He's talked about doing. He's going to put a spirit on those men to do these works and to carry out the directive that He's given Moses, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 31, verse 12.
You'll go one.
Oh, you want to pick it up at 1?
Yeah, this cover.
We're going to pick it up at verse 1 instead of 12. Exodus, chapter 31, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, See, I have called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of of the tribe of Yehudah.
Okay.
And I have filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship.
See there?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
To devise cutting works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass, and in cutting of stones to set them, and in carving of timber to work in all manner of workmanship.
That's right.
And I, behold, I have given with him Aholiab, the son of Ahishama, or Ahishamah, of the tribe of Dan.
Okay.
And in the hearts of all that are wise-hearted, I have put wisdom, that they may make all that I have commanded thee. The tabernacle of the congregation, and the ark of the testimony, and the mercy seat that is thereupon, and all the furniture of the tabernacle. Verse 8. And the table and its furniture, and the pure candlestick with all his furniture, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offering with all its furniture, and the laver and his foot, and the cloth of service, and the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office, and the anointing oil and sweet incense for the holy place, according to all that I have commanded thee, shall they do.
Okay, pause right there. So right there, from 7 to 11, is a summary of everything that's preceding.
That's right.
But Yahweh gives and if you go back and read, you're going to follow our classes. He breaks it down with great specificity. But 7 through 11 is a summation.
Okay.
So if you want to know about what the things that Yahweh gave Moshe, well, if you want for summary purposes, right here, Exodus 31, verses 7 through 11. And how Yahweh put this. See, this is why we shouldn't be jealous of brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Based on their talent.
That's right.
We get envious of them. People get envious of you.
That's real.
Because you can sing. You're able to do technical things. And some people get that way. But Yahweh's given that brother that spirit. He gave you a spirit to do the things that you do, Brother Obi. And you and me. It's not, and some things maybe people are like, wow, that brother's real good. Well, that's what Yahweh's gave him. Leave him alone. Don't worry about what Yahweh gave him. Now Yahweh may give you a spirit to say, to go assist this brother Obadiah, or to go assist this elder Uriah in something. Know your role. He didn't tell you that you are over him. He might have put you in that position to assist.
That's right.
Right? And that's what we see here.
Yeah.
We see Bezaleel was given this, and Yahweh put the spirit on him.
He filled him with the
Filled him. That's right. I'm corrected. He filled him with the spirit of Elohim.
Praise yeah.
In all manner of workmanship, to devise cunning works, in gold and silver and brass, cutting.
Come on now. A master.
Carving of timber, all manner of workmanship.
So that's the master craftsman then.
Then he gave him a helper.
Then he gave him help.
Did the helper say, well, why am I the helper?
Well, I should be. I think I got a couple more.
He was honored just to be a worker in Yahweh's house.
Amen.
See,
Praise
that's
God.
what
we're talking about. Humble yourself. Do what you're supposed to do.
It's Yahweh's house.
Well, I want to be over the team. I want to be over that. I should be over.
I asked a question before, not yet,
right.
We're going through our experiences, but I asked a question on one occasion, and I said, I made a statement. I said, we're not in high school. I'm not in high school. And I think it went over folks' head because it's, when we were in the streets and we were younger, we were aspiring to be, I want to be this, or I want to be this, but when Yahweh calls you into his house, first off, it's Yahweh's house.
Not yours.
Humble yourself.
That's true.
So you go might sit in a seat, and then the ruler say, hey man, that seat is reserved for someone else. You ain't seen him in a minute. He ain't been, he's taking care of other business.
Correct.
You don't, it's Yahweh's house. Be grateful for that.
Exactly, right.
Well, you know what? I would like to bring up this story in the gospel.
Yes.
When the mother of the two brothers went to Yahshua and said, hey, can you reserve a spot beside you for our son?
Like left and right.
Left and right. It was like, come on, man. It's not my charge to give to them.
It's his father's house. Go back and say,
yeah.
She was that's my father's business. He put that in place. It's not mine to give you.
You know what? You don't overstep his boundary.
There it is.
Right.
There it is.
We know our people. Oh man.
Oh man. Usurp you in a minute.
Yes, sir.
And can't do the job and then fail. Because Yahweh's not with him on that thing. And then you wonder why things are all confused.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. You hit it on the head.
That's right.
So thank you for reading that, brother. Now let's see what after Moshe is summarizing all the things. Let's continue in verse 12, my brother, and continue to wrap up this chapter.
Yeah, we're in the book of Exodus chapter 31, verse 12.
That's why I wanted to go there. That summation is powerful. Because now I can go back and say, well, yeah, the ark, the temple, these are the things. Chapters were dedicated to that. All these different things. To break this down.
It's like we have the law, and then we have the statutes.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. Exactly.
Verse 12. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily, my Shabbats you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generation, that you may know that I am Yahweh that does sanctify you.
Praise Yah. We're sanctified today. We're separate right now, keeping this Sabbath. Holy unto Yahweh.
Praise Him, man. You shall keep the Shabbat, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Shabbat of rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Shabbat day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore, the children of Israel shall keep the Shabbat to observe the Shabbat throughout their generation for a perpetual covenant.
That's that everlasting covenant that we talked about before.
That's right.
Then you bring that up in last week's your new moon.
Yes,
what was it? Where's that found? Isaiah 24. I don't think. Well, I don't want to throw it out there like that. But that's the whole earth is defiled because not everybody is they've broken the everlasting covenant, which is this which is the Sabbath.
Yeah.
So there's a curse on the earth. Israel's already in the curse because the law was given to us.
Correct.
So we already live in the curses, but the earth is messed up as we speak today.
That's right.
Right? It's defiled because they've broken the everlasting covenant, and perpetual is this. That's the same thing, right, brother?
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean
Everlasting.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what it means. It said, you read it again and wrap it on up, bro.
Verse 16.
You were right.
Was it Isaiah?
24.
It's Isaiah 24.
Yes, sir.
The earth is defiled
Verse 5.
from the inhabitants of the people because they've broken the everlasting covenant.
That's right.
They don't want to keep Yahweh's Sabbath.
Mm.
The Israel people were reserved and sanctified, as we're reading, to bear witness to the other nations.
Correct.
Right. As a nation of priests.
That's right.
But you know what, man, Elder? I mean, these people nowadays, man, they will find every excuse under the sun just not to keep the Sabbath day holy.
But look at the magnificence of Yahweh. Look at what he did, because every one of our fathers served a purpose.
That's correct.
See, so when our fathers were in the land, they were just there to bring forth the Mashiach. That was their purpose.
That's right.
When they fulfilled that purpose, he kicked them up out the land.
I don't need you anymore.
That's right. You're going to move on to the next phase.
Yeah.
Because I already spoke this word, like we said, and not one of his words are going to return void.
That's so right.
Moshe told them, said, look, you're going to be sold to your enemies. And you're going to serve gods of wood and stone. You're going to do this.
And this word's going to be a witness. Yeah.
And I said this to my issue. It was a video. A man is standing at the ocean, and he has a broom. He's sweeping. He's trying to sweep the water. The water comes up. He's trying to sweep it back. And it said, this is how you look when you're trying to control stuff that you have no control of.
No power over.
Yahweh did these things. Moshe said, you're going to serve gods of wood and stone.
That's right.
You're going to do this.
That's right.
But afterwards, you're going to repent. That's the story. We got to fulfill the book. We're just actors.
That's the bottom line.
We can't, and we're standing to our people. Oh, you're not seeing. That's how we look. That's how we look, trying to sweep the water.
Well, you can control that.
Yahweh did these things.
Yes, he blinded them.
But you know what?
Over here.
We have our purpose now.
But, right.
We're pleading with them.
Right.
But you understand? It's like we look like trying to.
But you know what?
It's crazy.
Mankind, I mean, they won't stop. They continue to try to defy the Mosaic law.
That's right.
Every day.
Right. And that's what they have to do. It. They have to do. This is what Yahweh's allowed. And we playing our role. Our role is to be here around this table.
Right.
You know, that's what we can do. We have to do it. We cannot alter it. And Yahweh, like you said, was the only reason for Israel to come out of Babylon, of that captivity, was to go in so to bring forth the Mashiach out of Judah.
That's correct.
And so they had to be in the land.
They had to be in the land
to do that.
He had them in the wilderness for 40 years. It was a 12-day journey, 11-day journey.
11-day journey.
Yeah. From Goshen up to Israel, it was an 11-day journey.
Into the land.
He kept them out there 40 years.
40
years. Time to Yahweh. Yahweh kept them out there. So they're not going to my land, Moshe. I heard you. You pleaded. Moshe kept crying. He rent his garments. You know. Cast mine. He said, take me out.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'll blot you out.
I'll kill them off. I'll make a nation of you. But he calmed down. He said, okay, I'm not going to shut it down yet. They're not going in my land. Not them that disobeyed. He said, I'm not going to do it.
The children, they said, our children, they said they were fearful for their children. I tell you what, since you were so fearful for them, your children are going to go in.
That's right.
But you, and guess what? The exact same number, they replaced them, literally.
Yeah.
The same number went in.
That's right.
That was a miracle.
See, he was all in Yahweh. Yahweh had, he already knew. He told Moshe, I'm not letting them.
They're not going.
After the 10th time, right? He said, them that transgress against me this 10th time and provoke me, he told, they ain't not going to my land.
Right.
He told Moshe from the beginning, before this, that was about 10 years in.
Yeah.
Like he kept them 40 years, but he told them from the start.
Yeah.
They're not going in.
See,
that was their purpose.
And the beauty of all this, as we wrap up, we're going to show you momentarily where this rebellion and stiff-neckedness starts.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. No, that wasn't it. No, that's fine. No, you were on point. No, that's fine. But I'm saying, that's what now you're saying that the commandments were given in Exodus 20, right?
That's right.
And we went over with the pre-class reading Isaiah 58, right?
That's right.
Now, what is Moshe going back over here in chapter 31? This Sabbath, he's telling you something. Ain't nothing about no first day of the week, but something's going on. Why does he keep emphasizing these things? Why is he emphasizing? It's perpetual covenant for us, but we know what our people are going to do. So let's wrap it up, because you're right on the head, and we're gonna see why Yahweh justified doing what he did.
That's right.
Oh man.
And what he's doing now.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, we may not like it, and I don't like some of the things myself, but it had to be done.
Yeah.
Things were gonna happen.
That's right. We're in the book.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the book of Exodus, 31, verse 17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days Yahweh had made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. And he came unto Moshe when he had made an end of communion with him up on Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of Elohim.
Okay, now you see why that law, those 10 commandments that some of you can't stand because of your religions, don't taught you a lot. But Yahweh wrote those laws. He wrote it, not Moshe. He wrote it and gave it to him. 40 days and 40 nights. All this has been discussed on Mount Sinai. The class discussion today is entitled, Israel Breaks the Mosaic Covenant. Now we're going to go to the book of Exodus. We're still in the book of Exodus, chapter 32. I'm going to give that over to Deacon Obadiah and give everybody a chance to get there. There's no history like ours. Everybody wants this, but they can't go through because they're not the people. They couldn't go through all this.
That's correct.
They couldn't go through that slavery in ancient Egypt. They couldn't go through that slavery. Why do you think, like you said, they put that kind of affliction on us in America? Nobody could go through that. The native people couldn't do it in the Caribbeans. They died out, right? They got to enslave them, right?
That's right.
They died. The Catholics said, you got to bring a more advanced people over here, not hunter and gatherers. See, you go get some Africans. You go get those people. Go find them Hebrews. They didn't teach you how to do nothing. You already came there with the skills. That's a lie. You knew how to. We were already farming and doing ironwork, and everything the Europeans were doing, our people were doing.
That's right.
The one thing they had was those guns and them ships. And they didn't. They weren't the first ones to get the 7 ships.
Oh,
they perfected it though.
That's right. That's right. Solomon had a navy.
Come on now.
Solomon brought back peacocks. He said Solomon went and brought back peacocks and apes back to the land. What was he doing with that?
That's right.
Yeah. So we're what? So now let's look at that. That's not native to Israel,
right?
No.
So what land did he go to go pick those up?
Okay.
His people should sail pretty far.
Yeah. Right. They went on that.
They limited us.
See, we got to be real, and just But when you read this book and acknowledge or get that spirit to think broadly with the history of the other nations and the history of you begin to see, like you just said, someone had a name.
That's right.
Yeah, come on, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Praise God.
Okay, I think we're there now, right?
Exodus chapter 32, verse 1. And when the people saw that Moshe delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together on Tyron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know not what has become of him.
What? What? The man that brought you, you didn't see the miracle? Did we just not read all those things that they experienced? Okay.
But they were scared. Remember, they said, let not Yahweh speak unto us, Moshe. Let him speak to you. So
you're right.
Yahweh dealt with it.
You're right.
So they feared him, but it don't excuse it. They saw the miracles. They saw the sea part. They know Moshe didn't do that.
It's right.
It had to be more,
They heard the voice. We don't hear that name no more, that voice no more.
That's right.
Come on now. So they say this. What they say is, as far as this Moses, you see how we do our people? We got that honest today.
That's right.
You don't care. You can get people jobs. You can do all kinds of stuff. Don't be hurt. Put it in Yahweh's hand. You can do all kind of good to you. What they'll do? Away with you.
Right.
Care about you. You feel me? That's how they work. So we're human beings. We get hurt, but don't worry about it.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a golden calf. And they said, I'm sorry.
But what you write is molten is go. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Yahweh. And they rose up early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink, and rose up to play.
Okay now. Now, somebody, I'm going to just, well, now, now, what I want to know, and we probably have some, you got the graphics?
Yeah,
okay. So, but we're going to, yeah. But that's fine, but we're not scripted here.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, wait a minute, who is Aaron? Who's Aaron? Didn't we just talk about the priestly garments and who the priest? He said,
he was sanctified. This was the priest of Yahweh.
This is Yahweh's priest.
And we see he had skills too now, because he took gold earrings and beat it and made it into a molten calf.
Okay.
And it looked like a calf where people could actually see it. We got an image of what that calf actually looked like.
And but again, this is Yahweh's priest. What is he doing? Why would he do that?
So was he fearing the people? Or was he?
I think he was fearing the people.
What manner of people?
Right. Well, Moses going to get it down.
Asking him, or were they telling him?
I think in this context they're telling him. But now again, he hasn't even received the instructions of Moshe yet. He doesn't know what Moses is going to come back down with. Those things of what the priests do and how they wear it, and the order of sacrifice and certain things. He doesn't know that yet, right? So Moses has not come down, but we see, where did they know how to sacrifice? Where did they get that from? The sacrifice from? Where did they get that? Where did they learn that at?
That was in Egypt.
They learned that in Egypt.
Right, in Egypt. I'm sorry for the inconvenience right now. But I don't think my system did load up those features.
Okay, well that's fine.
All right.
So, but they got that. But that cow was an example. I didn't cut you off. Go ahead. But that's fine. But that cow, what did that cow represent? That calf, wasn't that a representation of? It's a god.
It was actually a deity.
Right.
They called it that. That's what the image. They
Okay.
called it Apis.
Apis.
Apis was a female. The female cow.
Right.
And basically, she had a sun disk that would appear in between her head.
Okay.
So this is the calf.
And you showed us that. You got it out there, right?
Actually, that sun disk is
representation, right?
Of that.
Right.
That sun disk. You see, that's supposed to be tied to the sun god.
And we know that those are the same gods. Yahweh defeated those. He judged those guys, right? As we discussed before.
That's right.
But getting back to the scripture while you're looking for that, Obi,
yes, sir.
Here it says he made the calf in verse 4. And after he made it for them, it's very specific. He says he made it a molten calf. And what's after that? Read that.
He says, and they said,
these
be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
So the people, yeah, they did. They put a press on Aaron. He did it. Now whether he had he didn't have the wherewithal to do that, stand before him.
Correct.
Remember, Moshe is the guy. You know. So again, y'all put that spirit on Moshe. So they couldn't do that with Moshe around, obviously.
No.
But here,
he caused them to sin.
He caused them to sin by doing this. He said, and they did that, and the people wanted to do it. So let's continue. Unless you have anything to say, you're right.
No, go
So
ahead.
we couldn't find it, right?
I couldn't find it. Looking up.
But we got a system.
Yeah.
Check that. Okay. And you can continue discussing and read however you want to do it, Obi.
Okay.
You can go for it.
Let's see, verse 5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar for it.
Go ahead. We can read it again. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now you keep on reading. Now read 5 again. He built not only the calf, but he built an altar. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Yahweh.
He went to the next level. We have a feast.
To Yahweh.
To Yahweh.
See?
Come on now. That's out of order.
But so they were used to used to the idolatry that they were practicing in Egypt.
Well said.
And so
That's what we're talking
they
about.
got caught up in these ways.
Exactly.
So this is all they knew, or they assimilated with actually serving or offering up sacrifice to their God.
And is it fair to say one of the reasons when Yahweh spoke on Mount Sinai to them and declared the oracles, the covenant to them, they said they couldn't hear it. They don't listen to that voice, right? But that Egypt was still in them. That stuff was still in them.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It hadn't been purged out yet.
Correct.
So you can see why. Yeah, Egypt still in them.
That's right.
And you see it manifested right here.
That's right. That's right. They couldn't help themselves.
They couldn't help themselves.
That's what was in them.
Okay.
Yeah. But this had to happen.
It had to happen.
Israel's sin had to be manifest because we're going to see a lot of things come out of this.
Okay.
The law being broken, the Levites were separated. It's a lot of things that came out of this. And it was for our examples. That's what it said. The things that were written were for our examples.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they have to fulfill their purpose. Verse 7. And Yahweh said unto Moshe.
Now we're back on the mountain. We're talking about, okay, the time is switching back now, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, go get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves.
This is thy people.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it.
Okay.
And have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Elder Uriah, I want to, okay. You can't find them.
No, I found them, but
Okay.
no.
Let's continue though. If you can't find them, but I do have a question. Well, Yahweh said they've gone out of the way, right? Well, what's the first commandment and the second commandment? Right. You go to Exodus. Somebody go to Exodus 20, brother. Uriah, and read those first 2 commandments. You're gonna read, but just get the gist of it. You hold your place there, Elder Deacon Obi. But just so the people understand the gravity of this. They heard Yahweh spoke these commandments to them.
That's right.
And that's what's deep. That's what I don't understand. But you know what? It's for us.
That's right.
You're right. It's for us. But go to Exodus 20 and let's read those first 2 commandments.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
They say these be the gods, according to the calf, right?
Yeah.
That brought us out of Egypt. Now that's blasphemy. Now, isn't that right? Isn't that a definition of blasphemy?
Yahweh didn't cut them off.
We didn't cut them off. But that is a definition of blasphemy, right?
Correct.
That's what Yahshua said.
They attributed something that Yahweh did to
some other deity. Yeah.
See.
Absolutely right.
I just want to make sure.
But they made an image of a deity. They said, let's make a feast unto Yahweh.
They're going to throw
they're
Yahweh
practicing idolatry because of the ways that were already ingrained in them.
Exactly.
While they were captives or slaves in the land of Egypt.
Right.
They learned the ways of the Egyptians.
And honestly, they just disregarded what you just read.
See?
So it all makes sense.
If they were to suppose they kept it, then what would be the purpose of the Mashiach?
Oh yeah, of course. See, yeah, of course. So but it's history. It's like it's what you said is So when we look at it now, well, yeah, that's what got us here.
Yeah, like we wouldn't have done it.
No,
Yahweh, his word wasn't going to return void. They had to go through these changes and
they were going to do
emotions.
Yeah. Because they go, well, if I was back then, we wouldn't have killed the prophets of this. No, yes, you would. You declared that you're the sons of those who killed the prophets.
That's right.
So you would have been right there throwing a brick. You wouldn't have been down with the Mashiach. You would have been in your sect more than likely. If you was a part of a sect or a little clique, you wouldn't follow the Mosaic. I made a comment about that once before. How do you know you would even be with? You would have been following men. The way you are now, you've been following other men. You would have walked away from Yahshua, walked straight to the lake of fire. You see, and that's the problem. We can't say what we would have done.
That's correct.
But you weren't back there.
That's right.
You don't know what you would have done.
Thank you.
So that's okay. So this is what this is the law. What we said they broke. Just know that. First, you read verse 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Well, I think that qualifies the molten calf.
That's right.
Made of gold qualifies, right?
That's right.
And what does it say in 5?
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
So, thank you, Elder. Now you see, Deacon, now you're seeing what, now let's go back. You see how Yahweh is responding to his servant Moshe about this. They don't done this. They only been 40 days, 40 nights. They've been gone. And they don't turn away that fast. And they don't broke right in my face and did it. Now, I'll give it to you, brother. Oh, keep on reading. But see, this is what Yahweh's response. They got the law at the minimum. They know the law.
That's right.
They know the covenant. But like you said, it was God's will in them, and they quickly reverted back. Fell out the way, reverted back to what they know.
We're not making excuses for our people, because see, Yahweh said, all flesh is as grass.
Okay.
See? So let's look at that. I mean, he was ready to kill them off, but he repented of this.
Right.
And he chilled on. So I'm gonna cool off. I'm gonna let this thing play out. I know how I already got it set to go.
Right.
But he was ready many a times to just, it's a wrap.
But he had to have that man. He had his man there. He had a man that loved the people.
Stand in the breach.
Stand in the breach. See, that Moshe stood in the breach. He loved the people. But brother, let's read. Because you just, I mean, everything you saying, everything Spirit gives us talk about, it is so true.
Praise God. Verse 9. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
See, Yahweh already know the future. See, Yahweh know what's going to happen.
That's right.
There it is. That's it right there.
That's
we're
right.
talking about. We already know what you're going to do.
Verse 10. Now therefore, let me alone that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation.
Okay.
Okay. Yes,
sir. Go ahead, but let me cut you off.
No problem. Verse 11. And Moshe besought Yahweh his Elohim and said, Yahweh, why does thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power, and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidst unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give it unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And Yahweh repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
Okay. Now we see the importance of Moshe.
That's right.
As the mediator of this first covenant, right?
That's right.
Making intercession for people. It's for people. So now you see Yahshua. Why do you think you're not dead? Yahshua is making intercession for us. When we call on his name, he's doing the same thing. We're praying, and there's intercession for you that you don't know nothing about. Right. You may not even prayed about it. But the master, the Adonai, has went before Yahweh and said, look, don't cut Obi off. Don't cut Uriah off. Don't cut Yehud off. Don't kill him. You don't did something. I see him. No. Don't do it. I know what they're going through. I know. I was flesh. I went through that. No, don't do it.
Praise.
You feel me? So this brother loved his people, making intercession for them. To the point, and we've seen that before. This is grace and mercy.
Exactly.
Have we not seen Abraham done the same thing?
That's right.
Interceding on behalf of Lot
That's
to save him out of there,
That's right.
out of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
And Yahweh talked with him
That's right.
and worked with him and negotiated with him.
That's
Right?
Face to face.
So we see a pattern of these things.
It's a pattern of
Yahweh showing us how he deals with his servants.
I would assert that's right.
So that's why we say Yahweh is our Father is merciful. You know, he's not to be played with. We're not to take his kindness for weakness.
That's correct.
All our fathers fell down and sinned.
Yes, sir.
He said if Yahshua sinned, I'm gonna punish him with the stripes of man, but I'm not gonna take my glory from him.
Exactly. That's
He's
right.
still gonna fulfill what I said in my book. I already spoke it.
Yeah, I already spoke it. If he's saying I still will chasten with the stripes of men. And that's up in 2 Samuel chapter 7.
Correct.
So he already made provision for it.
That's right.
Yahweh don't do nothing haphazard.
That's right.
He's already got it set up. He know you're gonna stumble. You in the truth. Don't let nobody act like you think you're a super Hebrew. You're the super Jew. Right here, you can't look. You're setting yourself up. So Yahweh he might lie you right before everybody. I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
I mean,
I get the glory, not you.
Yeah,
You ain't did nothing.
That's right.
Absolutely right, my Ella. There have to be a balance in life.
You're right.
Who's the balance? Who's who balance it? No. But we can't balance it because we think whatever we do in our eyes is right.
That's correct.
If the flesh, well, I was justified in sleeping with that man's wife because he didn't do right.
Justify that.
Oh, you can do it easily. She didn't want him anyway.
It's all right.
It's rationalizing.
That's right.
It's like, how can you do it? A righteous man wouldn't do it. We read where David said, Joseph couldn't do it because he was one of Yahweh's servants. He's a righteous man. Joseph didn't do it.
No.
To his peril. How can I do this? You're his husband. He hasn't withheld anything from his house except save you, his wife. And how can I do such a sin before my God? But if you're in the flesh,
oh yeah,
you're gonna close the door behind you as you go in that man's bedroom with his wife.
That's right.
that's
You
correct.
ain't got no conscience. You're gonna rationalize it
That's
in
right.
some kind of way.
That's right.
You're gonna have to sweet stuff in you. Oh man, hey, I ain't turning down my collar. Is that right? Don't they say that?
That's right.
I ain't turning nothing down.
Yeah,
She come to me and proposition me, it's on.
you can walk
Right?
away.
Right.
But you ain't got that way. Yeah, if the flesh on you, what you gonna do? You can't walk away because that's the case. There wouldn't be no law.
That's
You
right.
should be able to walk away.
Correct.
But if you said there is no law, right? You're a Christian, right? Ain't no. If I did fornicate, if I did commit adultery, just forgive me. I'm gonna do it tomorrow anyway. But that's not that God.
No.
Well, let's continue to read what. So we see Yahweh is repentant to destroy Israel right there. He was justified in it.
Oh yeah.
He was just.
That's right.
But Moses just pleaded with him and broke it down in such a way because Yahweh get that spirit on him. He laid it out. If you do that, they're gonna be saying, you know what they're gonna say, Yahweh.
They have to have children.
That's it.
See, Yahweh. They have to have children. Yahweh is not a respecter of birth. They just have to have their children.
Right.
After their children were born,
Yeah,
and raised
right.
up, he killed them all.
That's right.
They just have to have children.
And he's not a respecter of time and space. So what did he say? Moses, I start over. So what does that mean? Yahweh said, if I wanted to, I just start it all over.
Remember Elijah?
And bring up some people out of you, Moses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember Elijah? Remember when the children mocked him and they said, "Oh, go down, ball then." Go down, ball then. And they mocked him, right?
Right.
Yahweh said Sheba is after him.
Okay.
So the people said, "Well, those are children." Yahweh said, "Well, those are demons. I see demons. You see what they're doing?"
Oh.
He's not a respecter. He said, "All flesh is grass, man." He said, "They mocking my prophet."
No,
you know what?
you got to go.
Sheba is, man.
You got to
See,
go.
people would say, "Well, but they were just children. Well, they should have been raised better."
They should have been raised better. You should have laid them out.
in the land. You don't. What I tell you about them? He said, "All right, I'm gonna deal with it.
Right.
You didn't bring them before the elder, and you bring them up.
I'm going to take care of it myself.
You
Just like Eli, we're going to keep, but that's Yahweh.
That's right.
If you don't take care of that business, Yahweh's going to take care of that business.
That's right.
And it may be better that you take care of the business.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, you do not want Yahweh to plead with you. Okay, that means the end of you. you're going into the lake of fire.
See?
Praise God for his
Unless
mercy.
he show mercy on you, man.
That's right.
Praise God for his mercy.
Well, that's what's going on after this. Let's go to verse 15, brother.
Verse 15. And Moshe turned and went down from the mount, and the 2 tables of testimony were in his hand.
Okay.
And the tables were written on both of their sides, on the one side and on the other were they written.
Okay.
And the tables were the work of Elohim, and the writing was the writing of Elohim, graven upon the tables.
See, now you know why these commandments are so important? We've been taught that when you break Yahweh's covenant and these commandments, that's exceedingly sinful because he wrote it. Yeah, the other nation had laws, but this came from Yah.
The Creator himself.
That's right.
Verse 17. And when Moshe heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moshe, verse 17. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moshe, there is a noise of war in the camp.
They don't been attacked. He said, oh my goodness, they don't been attacked. They're attacking Yahweh's people.
Yeah. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear.
You had the bass bumping, Uriah, and the beat jumping, everybody jamming. The feast is a feast day for them, right?
It's a feast day, man.
They're having a good time.
It's a feast day. Singing and
they partying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, they getting it in. All right, let's see what's going on.
Verse 19. And it came to pass as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moshe's anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount.
It's almost like he's ripping his garment. He said, man,
He was in the mount.
I'm in the mount.
Yahweh
told
him. Now Yahweh told him. Well, this is what your people down here
do. He already knew.
See? But look how he was calm. He was pleased. Yahweh, don't be so angry.
But then he saw it.
When he saw it,
he
busted up the stone. So I mean, you understand? He's calming Yahweh now. Calm. As soon as he saw it, but Yahweh already saw what they're doing. Look what they doing.
I know. That's Yahweh's servant, bro. That's not Yahweh's servant.
Anger wax hot the same way
he the hell got it. Good point, brother. You see, he got it. See, you hate when Yahweh. See, like David the prophet. You hate when Yahweh hate. You put the love with love. If Yahweh hate it, you hate it.
Oh man.
If Yahweh love it, you better be loving it. See, it's that heart right. And if you do slip, you say, Yahweh, I was wrong. You come down there with your head bowed crying.
That's real.
But we gotta love with Yahweh love.
That's right.
That real love. So but that's so true. He calmed Yahweh down.
Yeah.
He don't care, like I said. He lost it with ballistic.
So when you look at it, if you look at it at the different direction,
right.
Yahweh showed him that this is what I'm going through with the people that you brought out of Egypt.
Exactly.
So you kind of stop me from killing them all.
See what they did?
Yeah.
Put that spirit on him.
Yeah. Stop him. Because after that, he continued to plead.
I know.
He keep his job. He was what he said. He was obedient. All his house, all Yahweh's house, was obedient.
Praise God.
You know that Yahweh was a merciful Elohim, man.
But we don't know what at this point, he don't know what Yahweh's going to do. Yeah. We're just got the benefit of reading over it. Correct. But if you there, you don't know what Yahweh can really do. You know, he eased up the first time, but now this thing getting real. Yeah, but you don't know what Yahweh's going to do. We just reading over this for our edification, understanding. To know what kind of Elohim, that the true Elohim that we deal with. He said what? Didn't he say when you just read it? I'm a jealous Elohim.
That's right. Absolutely.
Be careful with me. Don't come at me any kind of way like that. I'm giving you heads up. Don't do that. Don't do this.
That's that grace.
That's that grace. I'm not going to just kill you off the top. Don't do that. See, sometimes we, even with our interactions with our families, our wife, when you're in a certain situation, you got to know that husband, the wife, they have to have an understanding. Don't come at that man like that. And don't come at the woman. Show her reverence.
That's right.
Respect the brother. Some things you just don't cross the line on. Right?
That's right.
But that's a pattern. So now you don't cross the line. Moshe, his servant, the prophet, he don't got pissed off, wax hot, 38 hot, 32 hot, 38 hot. You ready to kill somebody. He's shot. He's upset. What is that? He don't broke the tablets. Continue, brother Deacon Obadiah.
Yes, sir. Verse 20.
This deep one.
And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it.
Who jumped at Moshe? They said, oh, the party's over there. Oh, man. The man of Yahweh is here. Oh, snap.
Right.
He didn't ask them. He just destroyed it.
Right.
Before the whole nation looked.
Burn. Wow.
Okay. That's the picture you got to understand. Moses stepped up there. He ain't scared of them.
Right.
Why did they
drink it?
Go ahead. Let's go.
Hey.
And made them drink it.
Verse 21. And Moshe said unto Aaron, what is this people unto you, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, let not the anger of my master wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief.
Wow.
Okay, you know.
For they said unto me, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever has any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. I broke down.
You gotta break that thing down a certain way.
I just threw it.
I didn't throw it in there, man.
Came out this calf.
Calf came out. I don't know. It freaked me out when I saw it, Moshe. I didn't know where it came from. Okay.
No accountability.
No.
Take a second look at verse 22. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my master. You see, the older reverence to the younger.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Moshe still like God to him.
I know, but these are
right.
things to come. Where the older is going to follow the younger. Look at David.
That's right.
He's calling his son master.
That's right.
Because he knows that his son going to be the one sitting on the throne. And his throne.
Well,
that's heavy.
And those are the things that when Yahweh puts something in order, we might think it's illogical, or not right. But who are we to question? It is what it is. Just as he put it on Moses. Look, when you go to Pharaoh, I'm going to make you a god. You're going to be the prophet. Aaron's going to be the prophet. You're going to do the talking. You're going to be a god, you feel me, under him and Pharaoh.
That's right. That's right.
But the respect, that didn't wane. He's still a man. You still got to commit Moshe right.
Right.
And Moshe went straight to him. What have you done to make these people do such a great sin? Put a great sin. You don't put these people in jeopardy of being destroyed, Aaron. You know what you've done? You say, hey, now you don't get, hey, not that anger be on me now.
You're going to read later on when he's human. Because the sister going to speak.
They're going to fool up. See,
against Moshe.
So, amen. This book is this is a narrative of a people. It's not a religious book.
Correct.
We keep saying that. It's not this is a history book.
Yeah.
That shows the good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
That's correct.
That's right. Verse 25. And when Moshe saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moshe stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him.
Now that's something right there. Some people, Judah sat down. Nobody jumped up.
Yeah.
But that's all in line with Yahweh. We know that's Yahweh's will. Right. This is what's going on. This is how things are playing out. These are so-called black people, our fathers. This is our history. They want to say it's not. But that's we're the children of Israel. Who else are the children of Israel but us? You know what you've done, the people in the book.
And the nations know who they are.
You know who they are. They know who we are. You know who we are. Like you said, you can't put your foot. You refuse to take that foot off us because you know what's going to happen.
That's right. Yeah. Verse 27. Verse 26. Then Moshe stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moshe. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
Now, we know Yahweh fought the battle. He judged Egypt and their gods. He destroyed the chariots, the army. But the children of Israel still have weapons.
That's right.
But you don't have a weapon. Why you got a gun? Why you got a gun in your house? Why? I said, well, you're not in the land yet. Yahweh, that don't mean that he may tell you to put your weapon on you.
Yeah.
He do it how he wants to do it.
Correct.
But you see why we're not together? We'll be, if Yahweh hadn't been preserving us around here, we've been exterminated a long time. We got crazy people around here.
That's right.
They ain't got no sense to even protect themselves from overt danger.
Right.
Yahweh have to protect them because they'll take faith and turn it inside out and have you out here getting killed. You follow me?
That's right. Yes, sir. Verse 29. For Moshe had said, consecrate yourselves today to Yahweh, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moshe said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin.
There it is.
And now I will go up unto Yahweh. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sins.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I'm listening, but go ahead. I just want to say
that. Now what's deep is that he somewhat already made an atonement for them because Yahweh already knew what they did.
Yeah.
And he told them, Yahweh, please don't do this because he somewhat had already made an atonement.
He made that initial intercession, but it ain't over yet.
But it's not over.
It ain't over yet because that's a great sin.
That's right.
Yahweh laid in the cut. He's
waiting to see what Moshe, see what you want, how you want to handle this, Moshe.
Okay.
See.
Okay now.
And Moshe returned unto Yahweh, verse 31. And Moshe returned unto Yahweh and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin, and have made them gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not,
here it is.
Blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, whosoever has sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
Right.
Therefore, now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, mine angels shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I will visit their sin upon them. So he told them that.
He's coming.
And Yahweh plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made.
See there? Yahweh is about that business. See, Moses tried to put it, but see, that's an example of the Mashiach to come. You know, that's why when we get there, we're going to see one like unto Moses is going to, y'all, we're going to send one of your brethren like unto me, like Moses to come.
That's right.
And this is what, but read that again about that 32.
It says, yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written.
Now, how do you know he had a book? He built that communion with Yahweh. He know what Yahweh's talking about. So didn't we just talk about the book, Elder Uriah?
That's correct.
About why you want to wait to get up caught up in that lake of fire. Didn't you say those books going to be open?
That's correct.
And you're not in the Lamb's book of life?
With everything that you have done, you know, in your lifetime.
That's right.
So now if you wake up before that white throne of judgment, guess what? Your name has been blotted out of the book of life. You're not in Yahweh's book. So it's like you never should have existed. You were living and breathing, true enough. Might have had children and everything else. But for the purposes of that judgment, in that lake of fire, that's the second death, right?
That is the second death.
There we go. So let's keep on moving here. We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 33, Elder Uriah.
Verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, depart, and go up your hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it.
Right, that covenant's still in effect.
And I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite.
He's reciting that. Now, if you go back and continue to read where we've been, check out previous videos, he's restating this thing again. He already said, I'm going to do it. Right.
Verse 3. Unto a land flowing with milk and honey, for I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way.
So hold on now. You got something going on. You got an angel that bears Yahweh's name, a certain level angel. And he says, now what I'm going to do right now, I'm so disgusted with you, I'm going to send another angel with you. But I'm not going to be in the midst of it. Right? Unless I what?
Consume.
I might just go up. See, so therefore, it wasn't over. No. Yahweh still, that angel, that it's Yahweh for our purposes. That angel still some kind of way, as we say in the streets right here, still feeling some kind of way about it.
Yahweh, he said, I'm gonna send a cloud before you by day and a pillar of fire by night, right?
Yeah.
And he said, I'm gonna send my angel before you,
right?
But don't provoke him.
Right. He said that very own.
My name is in him,
right? That
and he will not pardon your sin. Right. My name is in him. That's his. You can't bargain with him.
Right. So you got a lot of things spiritual going on. You got to figure out who is talking. We know it's Yahweh. But we know it's
all these vessels.
But these things are going on. I'm not going to go with you. Now, what does Moses do when he hears that, Brother Uriah? He says, I'm not going to, he says in verse 3, for I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. So what's happening now? Let's continue, Brother Uriah. Let's see how Moses is going to respond to this.
Verse 4, and when the people heard these evil tidings, they mourned. And no man did put on him his ornaments. For Yahweh had said unto Moshe, say unto the children of Israel, you are a stiff-necked people. I will come up into the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. Therefore, now put off thy ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. Can you imagine waiting for your punishment, man?
That's right. So I'll come up on you in a minute, kid.
Yeah.
See, wait with flesh. Like he said, we like flesh. You don't play with our trip. He shows you mercy and grace through the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. He's a good Elohim.
That's
Some
right.
people here you got blood on your hands right now. And we're putting this truth out here through this word for opportunity for you to clean your, so Yahweh for Yahweh to clean you up.
Yeah.
Yahshua HaMashiach. But you want to walk around with that blood on you and that sin on you. Right, you roll the dice, aren't you? You don't know when that day may come. Death may come looking for you today.
Knocking on your door.
And you had every opportunity. Yahweh has probably put you here this truth in different mediums and different places, but you haven't sought him out. You haven't confessed. You haven't repented. You haven't been baptized in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. But you're still thinking that it's a dreadful thing, though, to fall into the hands of the living Elohim. Why would you put yourself in jeopardy like that? But go ahead, Elder Yahweh. You all right?
Verse 6, and the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by the Mount Horeb. And Moshe took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. And it came to pass that every one which sought Yahweh went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. And it came to pass, when Moshe went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood every man at his tent door, and looked after Moshe until he was gone into the tabernacle.
Wow.
Verse 9. And it came to pass, as Moshe entered into the tabernacle, the clouded pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and Yahweh talked with Moshe.
Now you're gonna see it's amazing. Go ahead, brother.
No, so can you imagine?
You're seeing this. You're watching Moshe walk in those ancient times, and you seeing this, and the pillar dropped down by the tabernacle, and Yahweh is talking to him.
Right. Which other nation can say that?
Nobody can say that. That's a scary situation.
Come on,
yes,
man.
sir.
Verse 10. And all the people saw the clouded pillar.
All. Nobody got accepted, right?
That's right. Stand at the tabernacle door. And all the people rose up and worshiped every man in his tent door.
Right, praise Yahweh.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend.
Come on now.
And he turned again into the camp, but his servant Yahshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle.
Man, you want to continue to stay in that glory, man. That would stay up in here. Hallelujah. See, that's how we should be. We should be desiring the things of Yahweh more than what? Fine gold, more than money, that good job, all those things, right? Because the law, his testimony is better, right? We read that in Psalms, with Psalms 19. Talk about that, didn't we?
Right.
In your class.
Yes, sir.
Went there in your class. Praise Yah.
Verse 12. And Moshe said unto Yahweh, See, thou say unto me, Bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me.
See, okay, now Moshe's now, he's praying, he's responding now to what the Yahweh said, the angel said, I ain't gonna be in the midst of you. Okay, this is the response. This is Moses' response in prayer.
Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight.
Wow.
So grace is nothing new.
He said he know, yet thou hast said, I know thee by name. Whoa. So that's putting the Moses on a different level, because he said flesh is as grass. You know,
on another level. Yahweh speaking with him face to face. No man can say that.
No.
See.
Verse 13. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people.
That's right now.
Yeah. Verse 14. And he said, My presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, If thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence.
See, that's how we should be.
Yeah.
That verse been praying. Before we do anything, we should be up in here praying. We should be, if necessary, fasting and praying to seek Yahweh on decisions that we make. Put him first.
Right.
So you don't want to go somewhere. He may permit you to go, but it may not be where you need it to be. But he permitted because you know you want to. You know you really want to go, right? So it's better to go ahead and put these things before Yahweh. We like to make decisions based on what I want to do. Is that what Yahweh wants you to be? Is that what Yahweh wants you to do?
Man.
He'll take you around 40 years in the wilderness. You'll get there. Now, he wants you to do this, but you decided you want to do it. Now, sometimes he'll tell you right off the top, you ain't going there. You're going to go right now. But sometimes it may permit, and the scriptures bear witness, you go the long journey there. All right. You come back after all that beating and battering, you say, okay, I'm ready to get to work, Yahweh. Let's do what you want me to do.
Part of that process.
That's that process.
So
but it happens that way.
About that pruning.
It's pruning.
See, so you got to let you go through those things or grow through those things.
And I've been there, brother.
Praise God.
I don't want to go ahead. What you saying?
It's a process for everyone. But you know, I'm just looking at this servant of the Mosaic Yahweh, man. Moshe, and even though the people, they sin, you know, a great sin, he's still negotiating, you know, for them.
And Yahweh was still receiving him because he didn't want to cut him off.
Yeah.
See, I mean, why did he bring him out of Egypt? He could have raised up stones. He told him that he chose them.
Yeah.
He chose our fathers.
He chose our fathers. And Moses got no sense to say, hey, man, don't take us out there like that. I don't want to be out there. And I need to know your presence with me and them. Don't put me in that situation, please.
That's right. Verse 16. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people
He
are
said,
found
thy people.
in thy sight. Yeah.
Yahweh called him
Exactly. No, these your people.
Oh man, come on.
I didn't even ask for this job, Yahweh.
Yeah.
I was with my wife.
Exactly.
I gotta get out of this thing.
Right.
I was okay.
Yeah, a lot of part of 16. Is it not in that thou goest with us? So shall we be separate, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, I will do these things also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name.
Okay.
And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory.
Okay, here it is.
And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of Yahweh before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy.
This is an angel of a certain order that bears Yahweh's name, and he's going to show him his grace, right? Yeah. This is not Yahweh. But understand this, okay?
Verse 20, and he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live.
Okay.
And he's a powerful angel. Right. 21. And Yahweh said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passes by, that I will put thee in a cliff of the rock, and I will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. See, this is the thing that we have to begin to understand, that Moshe found grace. Ain't nobody in the book done like this until you get to the Mashiach birth. That's right. So Moses is, but you don't want to follow the old covenant. That's the old covenant. What I got to read that for? Well, this is the foundation. This is the law. This is without this, you don't know nothing about the Messiah. What you going to talk? You worshiping Yahshua or you worshiping the Christ, and you don't know anything about him and his people.
And Yahweh raised up one like unto Moshe.
And there it is. And there it is. Here we are now. So that's a power-packed chapter. So now, let's go to the book of the next chapter, chapter 34. And I think we're going to see that second set of law table written. Yes, so let's continue. And guess what? Praise God, man. We're moving good. But this is a great history and a great stories. Continue, my brother.
Yes, sir. Exodus chapter 34, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and I will write upon these tables the words that were in the first tables, which thou breakest. And be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with thee, neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks nor herds feed before that mount. And he hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And Moshe rose up early in the morning, and went up unto Mount Sinai, as Yahweh had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And Yahweh descended in the cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of Yahweh.
Okay, this is very powerful here.
And Elohim passed by before him, and proclaimed, Yahweh, Yahweh Elohim, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, praise Yahweh, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the 3rd and to the 4th generation. And Moshe made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. And he said, if now I have found grace in thy sight, O Adonai, let my master, I pray thee, go among us. For it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine inheritance.
See, this thing Yahweh don't show this, brother. He got a vision, that cloud came down, and that angel, that this angel is bearing, he's letting you know that's not Yahweh, but this, he bears my name. He bears my name, and he's glorifying the name of our Father.
That's right.
Yahweh Elohim hosts.
But he entreated Yahweh and asked for something else, and Yahweh gave him.
He gave it to him. Let me see that glory. You see,
you know,
you can't.
That's a bold thing to do.
Exactly. You can't see my face.
You'll get out of it. But you know what? I'm gonna let you see my back part.
I'm gonna hide you up in the cliff myself. I'm gonna put you up in there because you might look, but still. Ain't that something?
To confirm him, because he told him. He said, if you're not gonna go with us, then we're not going. What are we going to, you know? It's like Jacob told us, Jacob's son. Judah said, if the boy can't go up with us, we're not going. The man told us,
you know, no? Yeah.
Praise him.
Praise y'all, man. You gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
verse 6.
Man,
I know you got something. Why'd you do that, man? I stopped and give him.
You know what?
No, I know you want to say something.
No,
there it is. Spirit.
No,
Go ahead, bro.
the thing about it, reading the words, man, sometimes you just want a word.
Yeah, meditate,
the word. Just let the word come to you sometimes.
Hallelujah, brother.
Yeah, man, because these are powerful words,
It is.
man.
It is. You're right, brother.
Good.
Yes, sir. Latter part of verse 9. For it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine inheritance. And he said, Behold, I will make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels, such as not has been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among which thou art shall see the work of Yahweh, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Observe thou that which I have commanded thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
See, now, you keep on putting that word on. Don't make no covenant with the people. You are separate people. You're holy people. You're supposed to be going doing my business. I'm going to clear them out. Just be what?
Take heed to yourself.
Obedient. Take heed to yourself.
Yeah.
Just be obedient. Same thing today.
That's right.
Take heed to yourselves. When you're dealing out here in this world, right?
That's right.
You can't be of the world and say you with Yahweh Yahshua.
That's right.
No. You can't be lukewarm with Yahshua.
That's right.
Is that right?
You hot or cold. He said, if not, I'm going to spew you out my mouth.
Right.
Yes.
Just come on and do what you want to do.
Right.
Just do your thing. Don't be you're gonna make a pardon. You're gonna what's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna a burden or a snare before the blind.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
That's right.
So you might stay in the club, stay filthy, stay high. Get you a woman. You know you want a woman now. You want a man now. And it's true. You want to fornicate.
Wow.
Some of you going to fornicate at sundown. What kind of sense does that make? You're not married and keeping the truth.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get high at sundown. Right? Get out your mind.
That shows that this word is not richly in their heart,
Right.
man. You have to put this word in your heart.
Exactly.
Not 1 minute for the day, but 24/7.
24/7. And we're not robots. No, we're not saying you're a robot. But what I'm saying is, I think you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We got to walk in the spirit. We can't. You look in the mirror. Yahweh give you a spirit to look in the mirror. You know you're doing wrong. Just be honest with yourself. You already know it. He's just waiting on you. Again, he might, because Yahweh is Yahweh. Who knows his ways? We can speak what we want to do. But he might take you, it might be the purpose to take you a little longer, right? So that you can see the light.
That's correct.
But let's hope that's the way. Or, he might see some people he's giving over to those abominable behavior. Let that spirit take it. They're going to just live it out, die, and next stop, judgment, resurrection, second resurrection, then death, judgment, and death. So.
You know what, Ella? I know sometimes we can be impatient, but understanding this word that Yahweh open our ear and our eyes to see or hear this light. Right.
Today is the acceptable day.
Today,
not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
This is the day of Yahweh. If you're watching this, if you're hearing this truth, if you're not been baptized in the name of Yahshua Mashiach, and you're listening to us, it's not by accident. Maybe Yahweh is, not maybe, you're here for a purpose.
That's right.
It's not maybe, Yahweh got you. Why do you think this would you listen? But it's up to you to hear or forbear. I've learned, we're not going to sit here and talk about you and beat you down.
No.
That's not our duty.
No.
Our duty is to be consistent with this word. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
But you point to the book. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Be consistent with this word.
Yeah.
If the Mashiach, we're going to follow how the Mashiach and his apostles said do.
Yeah.
Right? And we're not apostles or disciples, but we are priests. We are servants. And let's make it even more comfortable. We're just servants. So you want to be a priest now? I'm a servant. Let's go. I'll let the master put me in that. But for right now, we're servants. We're all the men of Israel are supposed to be priests.
Correct.
We correct myself. Now that's what we're supposed to be.
Correct.
And we are priests. But sometimes we get, the reason I kind of backpedal that is, we get a little lofty.
Oh yeah, I mean that's our people.
That's all I'm saying, David. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we look at it, all priests are servant to the Most High.
Right, exactly.
But, you know.
Yeah. Because you know, they hear that, man, I'm this and that.
I'm a priest.
I'm a priest.
Right.
That's right, you can say.
Hey, come on. Yeah, don't pump up your chest.
Set up the chest.
Don't try to exalt yourself now.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Humble yourself, man.
And they'll know the first thing about running their own homes.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Which is the first place that we should exercise our roles as priests.
Exactly.
That's correct.
That should be your first advice. How your home life looking? What you doing over there? Man, it's out of control.
See?
Okay. Continue, my brother. I'm sorry.
Verse 13. No problem. Verse 13. But you shall destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other God. For Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous Elohim.
Woo! Hold on. You know, I'm just not saying that.
Correct.
Read that again.
Verse
you see
14.
that, you're right?
Yeah.
Verse 14. For thou shalt worship no other God. For Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous Elohim.
That goes back to what me and Uriah was been talking about. That name sometimes is a connotation for a title.
That's correct.
Not the proper name.
Not the proper name.
That's right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's what you've been, we talked through. That's what he was trying to say. This is, well, we know his name ain't jealous. It's a title. It's letting you know. I embody that, brother.
Right.
Be careful.
I am that I am.
I'm sorry. I am that I am.
Yeah.
I am that I am. Okay.
All right, sorry about that. Verse 16. Verse 15. Least thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice.
Okay.
And thou shalt take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. Verse 17. Thou shalt make thee no molten god.
So this is the reason. It's not about skin color and race and of the current phenomenon that we find ourselves in.
Correct.
This generation, in this age of the world, where racism and if you get a woman and if she's not, because it's been polluted with this. But for us, it's about this. You know, you shouldn't be with no other nation per se, right? It's telling you why. That's why I don't want you. And because they're going to keep you locked down in Jesus some more, you're going to go to another level. You're going to become a Muslim now, right? You're not worshiping Yahweh, you're not your wife's Islamic. She's going to hold fast to her God. And your seed going to be worshiping that God.
That's right.
With her, correct? You don't cause confusion before your Elohim. But some people get caught weird in this issue, you know, black men, white women, and all that. I don't care at this point. You know, if you're doing whatever, you still got to stand.
Correct.
You know, the seed of Israel ain't going to be destroyed. Ain't that much going on because America ain't going to America going to put a stop to it ultimately. Anyway, but they get ready to do a lot of things now, governmental wise. Enjoy yourselves, but a change is coming. You know, man, we'll talk offline, but we know what's happening. We see it happen. So you got rights. We're going to see about the rights. Right?
That's right. Verse 18. The feast of unleavened bread shall thou eat. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee in the time of the month of Abib. For in the month Abib thou camest out from Egypt. All that openeth the matrix is mine.
Okay.
And every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem. And none shall appear before me empty. 6 days shalt thou work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest.
There it is again.
In earing time and in harvest thou shalt rest. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks. of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. Thrice in the year shall all your men children appear before Yahweh Elohim, the Elohim of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee, and enlarge thy borders, neither shall any man desire thy land, when thou shalt go up to appear before Yahweh thy Elohim thrice in the year. So Yahweh protected them. See,
That's right.
when the men had to go and appear, Yahweh protected that land because and strangers could have just said, well, they're not in the city. They're going up to keep that feast.
Let's go now. Let's do it.
Fall on that city.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That's right. Praise
Yahweh
Yahweh.
said, I'm not going to cause no man to suffer something no man to come up there to your order.
That's something.
Verse 25. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left unto the morning. The first of the firstfruits of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt not seethe or boil a kid in his mother's milk. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Write thou these words, for after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel. So what language did he write it in? See? Yeah. They want to make like our people are primitive. Well, like,
exactly.
Nations to this day, they said, what language did our fathers speak?
Correct.
How did Moshe write? How did he understand what was being spoken to him? Much less to write it down.
Exactly.
What language?
And why did he write hieroglyphics when they're in Egypt? See, that's what we get so ahead of ourselves. So something else was going on with these people.
Yeah.
That you just don't know everything.
Correct.
There's a language
associated with
right.
other people.
Literacy, writing. That's critical.
Yes, sir.
Great point, bro.
Praise God. Verse 28. And he was there with Yahweh 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. And it came to pass when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of the testimony in Moshe's hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moshe wist not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him.
Oh.
And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh. Nobody would tell them. They scared. Man,
this brother glowing.
He glowing.
This brother's glowing.
Come on,
now, he hadn't eaten anything 40 days, 40 nights.
Right.
We go back to the Gospels. Moshe, Meshach, but Yeshua, Hamashiach, Yeshua, fasted, right?
Correct.
40 days and 40 nights.
That's correct.
No water, whatever. And he said, "Ain't you hungry?" He said, "Look, man, I got." He said, "Different side. I got meat that you don't know about. It's spiritual thing. Yahweh can maintain Moshe.
That's it.
He created it, didn't he? He gave him what he needed. That's spirit. He got no mind on no food. I can only imagine. I can mind me on some food. He got it. He had it.
It's like when Peter was in that trance.
Exactly.
Maybe afterward he hungry.
You hungry after the hill.
But yeah.
But no, I'm just kind of, he's seeing things.
You see, the body is such a, I won't say a complicated machine. But if you understand, that machine, you know what to do, what to say to it.
Correct.
And keep everything in check. So you don't need food for a long period of time.
See, Yahweh sustains us.
Yahweh
Praise
sustains us.
Praise God.
Hey, thank you, my elder. Now I know you're my elder.
No, now you're tomorrow you might say, "Get out of here, you cad."
Oh, man.
I'll take it as a given. Praise God. Thank you, brother.
Verse 30. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him.
Of course.
And Moshe called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moshe talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahweh had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. And till Moshe had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face.
Come on now. They couldn't even, that's deep.
See, they couldn't bear the hope because it's like they were too caught up.
Spirits on him, man. They never came, but they covered him up.
You've been in the presence of the Most High righteousness.
Right. You've been in the
whole countenance changed.
Exactly.
Everything about you changed.
Exactly.
Praise God.
Man, I'm not worthy, brother. I just see, woo, Yahweh's good.
It's real.
Yeah.
But Moshe had to bring them near him. He had to call them because they were scared to come. He had to say, like, come on now.
Come on.
You know. And when Aaron came and they was with them,
Right.
they was like, all right.
I ain't gonna walk up there. I ain't gonna be the first one to walk up. Who's going up first?
You know. Verse 34. But when Moshe went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moshe, that the skin of Moshe's face shone. And Moshe put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him.
Wow, so he can wear that veil for a while.
Correct.
And he only took it off when he spoke with Moshe before Yahweh in the tabernacle. See, now, what time we got, brothers?
We're right at 2
We got 2 hours. Okay. Let's go to, you know, this is a very powerful section. Again, reinforces and restates certain things about the appearing in chapter 34 here, appearing before Yahweh, the nails 3 times a year, the first fruit, some of the holy days, things, and lays, just reinforces the law to the people, and it should be to us. So we're going to go to chapter 35 now, and we're going to hear another discussion of this same thing, right, about the Sabbath.
Okay.
So it's something about the Sabbath.
That's right.
We know it's holy, it's Yahweh. But a question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said even from the book of Genesis. It's
Exactly.
the only day he said aside.
Exactly.
And
That's where it's
sanctified.
from.
Yeah.
Right. And he gave it to Israel to keep it. But now the question is, did the people, did humanity ever come into their Sabbath?
No.
Right? So mankind is not rested yet, right?
No.
Yahweh rested on the
Yahweh
Sabbath.
rest.
Man, Adam, and his wife sinned on the 6th day.
Correct.
So man has never come into the rest of Yahweh.
That the Most High have given to them.
So we got to wait until Yahshua HaMashiach fulfills that component.
Correct.
When he returns.
Praise Yah,
And sets up that kingdom. And then we'll come into that rest.
That's right.
In the kingdom of heaven, in the kingdom of God, in the kingdom of heaven, where the Mashiach himself is on the throne, resurrected are there, angels are there. Y'all will be there for a 1,000-year period. See, that resurrection. So, but that Sabbath sabbatical, that sabbatical reign, it's a sabbatical reign. That's for us. Finally, the world will have peace for 1,000 years.
Praise Yah.
Well, you know what? So I don't believe that. Well, what you believe in then? You believe in you? Let's be real. What you believe in? You believe in those other gods that just came around? You believe in that, don't you? What you gonna believe in? Okay, I tell you what. When affliction, when things hit you, just like the children of Israel, call on those gods when you're in need. Yahweh said, well, call on them then, Mr. Atheist. Call on Mr. Such and Such. You were worshiping so. You rebuked my servants when they were trying to teach. We haven't been rebuked by anybody, don't get me wrong. But the point is, you might be doing it, watching us, saying, oh, they only talking about, disagree with that, because I believe this, and I believe in this worship, I believe in this God, and I'm in this religion. That's all well and good.
I mean, Yahweh calls them all, so you know, praise God.
Yeah.
That he has, you have some that are tuned in, or that tune in, not that Yahweh calls to tune in, but you have others that tune in just to find fault.
And that's what we're not worried about.
Yahweh's in control of all.
He's in control of all those things. See. But you know, the big thing to me is just for those that are watching, repent. If the Spirit's on you, let's get the lost sheep. I ain't got time to be debating. We don't debate with that. Yahweh will deal with that. So I thank you, brother. But that's it. Yahweh's gonna deal with that. We don't. That's on you. We just reading from this, and we believe that that's what's in our heart.
That's praise Him.
We believe that this is right. This is the word of the Most High Yahweh.
Amen, brother.
Praise Him.
Thank y'all.
We're in the book of Exodus chapter 35, verse 1. And Moshe gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together, and said unto them, These are the words which Yahweh has commanded that you should do them.
Okay, here we go.
6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. You shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Shabbat day.
Okay. Now this is what we ought to be aware of. Shouldn't be cooking and doing certain things. But but again, we can always be corrected.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, through the mercies,
That's right. Grace of Yahweh, He's merciful. We tighten up.
Yeah. Verse 4. And Moshe spake unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, This is a thing which Yahweh commanded, saying, Take you from among you an offering unto Yahweh. Whosoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it, an offering of Yahweh, gold and silver and brass.
See, Yahweh, He don't want you. He's a merciful. He's like, look, what if the Spirit in you to do? If Yahweh, if you want to do it, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Don't be bullied and embarrassed or ashamed into doing works for Yahweh, because that don't. What?
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yes.
We see Yahweh knows a cheerful.
Okay. There it is, brother.
But we have a history to show that our people have always been bullied or felt the need to, or they cowered down to, or were bullied basically by leadership.
Right.
To get them to basically follow along with something that they may not have agreed with from the start. And now that work, what would that work do? Because Yahweh is going to impute based on what's in your heart.
That's correct.
Doing those works.
That's true, brother.
So, it's not going to be done unto you anyway. So why,
why even do it? Don't put your, praise God for that.
It's a waste of time, man.
It's a waste of time.
Verse 6. And blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and ram's hair, ram's skin, dye red and badger's skin.
There's a reason for all this, right? He's asking, he said, do this, but there's a reason why. We know.
Yeah.
You've already given him instruction for the tabernacle, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Verse 8. An oil for the light, and for spices for anointed oil, and for the sweet incense, and onyx stones, and stone to be set for the ephod, and for the breastplate. And every wise-hearted among you shall come and make all that Yahweh hath commanded: the tabernacle, his tent, and his covering, his taches, and his boards, his bars, his pillars, and his sockets, the ark and the staff thereof, with the mercy seat, and the veil of the covering, the table and his staves, and all his vessels, and the showbread, the candlestick also for the light, and his furniture, and his lamps with the oil for the light, and the incense altar, and his staff, and the anointed oil, and the sweet incense, and the hanging for the door at the entering into of the tabernacle, the altar of burnt offering with his brazen grate, his staff, and all his vessels, the laver, and his foot, the hangings of the court, his pillars, and their sockets, and the hanging for the door of the court, the pins of the tabernacles, and the pins of the court, and their cords, the cloth of service to do service in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his son to minister in the priest's office. And all the congregation of the children of Israel departed from the presence of Moshe, and they came, every one whose heart stirred him up, and every one whom his spirit made willing, and they brought Yahweh's offering to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garment. So
now, in chapter 35 or 34, when we said that was like a summary, right? We went there. I think that was 32, right, or 31. We in 30,
31.
it was 31, 7 through 11. We summarized those things. It was specificity in the previous chapters, laid out what Moses needed to do, all those things. And now, Brother Elder Uriah has just laid out, okay, now it didn't magically come from heaven, those things, those materials. What did Yahweh do? He said in verse 5 again, you read that, brother, who's reading? Uriah?
Verse 5.
Yeah.
Take you from among you an offering unto Yahweh. Whosoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it, an offering of Yahweh, gold and silver and brass.
And went on. So the children of Israel made those sacrifices, that gift, to put those, to make everything. That's what's recorded.
That's right.
Isn't that something?
We're going to read, when we go further down, we'll read that they gave so much that the priest had to say, stop.
See, that spirit stirred them up. Those Yahweh's people. Those are people. And we the same people. We show out, but a lot of us got a good heart. A lot of us, we're not all inherently evil or worthless. We're not like that. But we're in a situation right now. Because, we can show it. But again, we have to be, like you said, but we have to step back, even for those who we're not here for that. But that's what we have to do. Yahweh give us a spirit to see what he's doing right here.
That's right.
He didn't come from foreigners, Israel. And you can, as you can see, they pillaged Egypt.
That's right.
A lot of that stuff they brought, they had things of their own as well, I'm quite sure, but they brought, what they said, they
borrowed.
They borrowed. That's right, they borrowed. They spoiled. They just gave them everything. Go, get out of here. Jewelry.
I just want you gone.
Just go.
Verse 22. And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold, and every man that offered an offering of gold unto Yahweh. And every man with whom was found blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and red skin of rams and badger skin brought them. Every one that did offer an offering of silver and brass brought Yahweh's offering, and every man with whom was found shitting wood for any work of the service brought in. Verse 25. And all the women that were wise-hearted, they spin with their hands and brought that which they had spun, both of blue and of purple and of scarlet and of fine linen.
People in one spirit, right?
One spirit,
heart, one
heart.
That's right.
26. And all the women whose heart is stirred them up in wisdoms from goat's hair, and the that's our flashback, never really flashback, but I wonder why our people buy so many ears out there.
Okay.
Here out there. The beauty salutes.
Hey, we like nice stuff now. Israel, we people that we like nice. We want to look right.
Yeah.
Give us that.
Oh man.
They had skills.
We had skills, man.
Skills. Yeah.
Look how they don't script us down in the last 56, 7 years. Kept us from the trades. Don't want to go to trade school. Got our people just out here now looking at other people, the strangers, to do the work. It's interesting, but the scriptures have to be fulfilled, right?
You know what I noticed also? Yahweh put the spirit on these women.
Oh, yes.
He said upon anyone who he put the spirit.
Okay, I'm listening.
So now the sister brings an offering of what Yahweh put in her heart. Now suppose the priest said, well, we don't want that up in here. You shouldn't have brought that. Why you don't bring this? Now this is what Yahweh gave her to do now. Right. See, these are the gifts. So we see examples of this all throughout the scripture.
That's right.
He didn't give the man the gift to do that. He gave it to a woman.
Exactly.
That's right.
So you gotta demean it by saying, why are you putting that oil in the Mashiach? Why are you putting that on there? You could have sold that to make some money.
Right.
Why are you doing it? He said, leave her alone.
Right.
Leave her alone, man.
They recorded her name.
And record your name be memorialized somewhere. Her name's recorded.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's so
man.
true. She got honor from that.
Yeah.
That's good point, brother.
It is so wrong, to say or to try to define.
When we look at things carnally all the time, when you got to show you got a carnal mind, you're not able to see. And sometimes, well, it is what it is. You dishearten people.
That's it.
They don't want
that spirit.
Yeah, Christian spirit.
Yeah.
I trained you. Y'all
You
moved me to do this. I brought it, and they said it ain't good enough.
The temple needed this. Yahweh needed this for his temple.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. See, that's a good point. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Verse 27. And the rulers brought onyx stones and stone to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate.
See there? Everything that we talked last week
Mm-hmm.
and week before that, we broke that down about the priest's attire.
Correct.
And now you're seeing it with some more specificity. You know that you got the spirit on them to do it, the men to do it. And now you're seeing how they're going to get the material. Material's being gathered.
That's right.
What did we say? Very specific. This book is not
Very detailed.
it's very detailed.
Praise God. Praise God.
Verse 28. And spice and oil for the lamp, for the light,
Right.
and for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. The children of Israel brought a willing offering unto
Praise
Yahweh, every man and woman,
And woman.
whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work, which Yahweh had commanded to be made by the hand of Moses.
We don't want the women stuff. We don't want what they bring. But then Yahweh said he moved them.
Correct.
Don't you quench the spirit, get out of their way.
Yeah, who gave you that commandment?
Who gave you that command? Nobody told you to do that.
Come on, man.
And these women were married women more than likely too.
Yeah.
But they doing those things under Yahweh.
Correct.
The husband ain't saying, where you going with that scarlet? I need that for my guard.
Correct.
Look at him. But he ain't got that. He got the right spirit too. Let's go, baby.
Praise God.
Let's go. Moses them out there waiting. Aaron them waiting. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this out of our house. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Verse 30. And Moshe said unto the children of Israel, see, Yahweh has called
There
by
it is.
name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, and the son of Hur, of the tribe of Yehuda.
See that now? He said, he let you know, Yahweh told me to call that brother by name. He know him by name. This is the one. I got the spirit on him.
Come on, man.
Full of the spirit to do what I need to do. Got his assistant right there with him.
Praise God.
That's deep.
Very deep, man. Verse 31. And he had filled him with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship.
So Moshe is acknowledging him. Now he's been selected, but Moshe is acknowledging him before all the people.
So they would not, because
Our people,
they know.
There it is. There it is. Go ahead.
He had to straighten it out.
There it
These people exalt themselves against him. Who do we think he is? He up in the temple, building all this. Who? They asked Moshe, who made you a god and a ruler over us?
That's right.
Right? Yahweh did it.
Yahweh
did. They
Yahweh did. They didn't know it then, but
They find out later on.
out of their mouth. But now that's so true. If he didn't, he's letting them know, like you said, because our people that way now. They're that way now. Who are you supposed to be? Well, Yahweh brought me here to do this work. We want you up out of here. It's time for you to go.
Right.
Who you supposed to be kind of give me? Hey, we see him. You got to give us advice and do this. What kind of mess is this?
Anything that needs to be done, Moshe, he's basically telling you go to Bezaleel. Yahweh gave him that gift. That's his charge.
If he didn't say that, man, it'd be all kind of confusion and hell in the camp. in the camp. Don't want to respect order. You want to. See, one thing you want to lead, but sometimes Yahweh ain't made you the leader. You're not a leader. You want a position.
Now, did Bezaleel ask for this position?
He did. No.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's for me. I'll set you free.
He didn't go to Moshe. He didn't go to Moshe. Moshe. Yahweh sent me to you, Moshe. No, we don't know. Yahweh told Moses. That's the guy. That's the guy right there.
Fill him with my spirit.
Ooh, man.
Give him a helper.
Oh.
He's not looking at position. Now, the one that's looking at position, you think on
Well, like you watch that cat. He want a position. You watch that cat very carefully. Because he want to do everything, though. Anything come up, I'll do it.
He want to take the glory.
Yeah.
Nothing good in his heart, man. Verse 32. And to devise.
Just that he's still speaking the blessing that he put on him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
verse 32.
The skill, I mean, that blessing. He's been blessed with these skills. He's still speaking about it.
That's correct.
Sorry,
And to devise curious works, to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass, and in the cutting of stones, to set them in carving of wood, to make any manner of cunning work. And he had put in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of Shema.
another guy.
Yeah,
Right.
the tribe of Dan. That's correct. Then had he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver, engraver, yeah, and of the cunning workman, and of the embroiderer, in blue and in purple, in scarlet and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work.
Man, see, when Yahweh give you something, that's for you to do. I mean, that goes for a lot of things. You know, you could, singing, art. That's what Yahweh gave you. You can't let nobody quash you. They'll quash you.
That's right.
Yahweh gave you. They say anything. And you know what I'm talking about. People say anything to you. Because they're jealous.
That's right.
They're envious. Yahweh didn't give it to them. So then if they didn't get it, then, well, it's wrong. Something ain't right with it. I don't understand art. I don't understand music. I don't understand law. I don't understand science. I don't understand nothing. but I do know how to. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But this is why these words are meant for us. It should be to humble all of us and have us slow down. Sometimes Yahweh didn't give you to do that.
Take a back step.
Take a back step.
Let this word,
Right. Why didn't get that job? He didn't want you to have that job. That may be the job that caused you to have a stroke. He don't want you up in there. He got you for something else. That's why I didn't get this. Well, Yahweh know. Because he's already seen. He know you're going to go in there and mess it up for the next people. You don't know what you're going to do.
Moshe was a great leader. See, so Yahweh put all these spiritual gifts among him, and he has all these people with all these spiritual gifts. Was he intimidated by the gifts that were? He
Not
said,
one bit.
He said, basically, Yahweh filled that brother with the Spirit, man. You go to him. You got anything to do with this with workmanship? Go to him.
Go to him.
He will teach you.
He's over it. The Spirit on him to do. If he tell you to go A, you go do it.
You see Moshe's character.
That's
how Yahweh brought him out. I mean, he was a ruler, a prince of Egypt, and he chose to suffer with the people, with the slaves. He was let's keep it real. He got all the riches, the wealth, the women, all the luxuries that Egypt could afford him. It was he could have had that.
He could have had it.
But that's not what Yahweh had for him. He chose to suffer with the people. So what greater leader could you have? That's why Yahshua was one like unto Moshe.
Exactly.
Look at his character.
All these qualities.
Character. You see, that's when we talk about character as a man. Character for looking for a husband. That man can have character.
Yes.
If you got a father, he's going to evaluate it. If he's a man of character, he's going to be able to evaluate that young man for character.
Correct.
But everybody got to be what? Obedient.
Yes, sir.
Before you can get to that point. Character. You kept saying it. Moshe's character. Humble. The meekest man out.
That's right.
Meekest man in the world. Right?
Far from a punk.
Far from a punk. He's scared. When he came up that mountain, he came up Mount Sinai, you saw what he did. He said, he broke it up, made them drink it, and then said, get your swords. I'm in charge. See, that's the spirit on him. Get your sword. You go camp to camp, kill him, run him through.
That's right.
Did he say that? I ain't know.
Yahweh's side.
Who's on Yahweh's side? First, he said that. The Levites, the spirit on them, get on up. They got I'm with Moshe. See, what would you have done? And the truth is the truth. You say, you should know what's right. So, let's see. So we're about that time, right? It's 4:39. I think it's according to the old clock on the wall.
Yes.
The old phone clock. And so we're gonna. I think we're gonna end. Well, we're gonna end the Sabbath class discussion right here. And today's class was entitled "Israel Breaks the Mosaic Covenant." we say Mosaic or Yahweh gave Moshe because Moshe's law. So they break the Mosaic covenant. We covered that. And we're going to end it we're going to end it there. And Yahweh willing, we're going to pick up next Shabbat. Yahweh willing. I'm going to, first of all,
after the Shabbat next week, we have the Feast of Pentecost.
Okay.
It's June 11th at sundown. So after the Shabbat, the weekly Shabbat, come back and tune into us about 9 p.m. between 8, maybe 8:30 and 9 p.m.
Okay.
And you should be able to pull us up. You should be sending the link out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for the Feast of Pentecost. Also, forgive us, we're not on Facebook today, and we're not on Twitch. We've been having some technical issues, and we'll have those worked out by next Shabbat. We'll be able to stream back on all 3 platforms. So please bear with us.
Thank you, brother. Praise God. We hope to see everybody next Saturday.
Could you, I think maybe a little bit more on what the Feast of Weeks is all about,
So
what is commanded.
It's actually one of the days where all of Heritage Israel was here. And we understand that the Feast of Weeks, in the book they call it Pentecost. You know, this was a Greek term for it. Pente meaning 50.
That's
So 50 days after the Passover, this was all tied to our Israel's feasts were all basically, we were agricultural society.
That's correct.
So this was tied to one of the feasts of harvest or ingathering. So we were commanded 50 days after the Feast of Passover, rather, that our fathers were commanded to come. And also it's significant because we look at when our fathers came out of Egypt, we know they left on the bread.
Right.
And so by the time that they went up to Mount Sinai to receive the law, and they were given that, it was somewhere around that time of Pentecost.
Okay. Praise God.
And that spirit was on
them. Praise God. Thank you, brother. And I think that's what we're going to definitely keep the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of Pentecost, and we'll have a class that evening, and we'll discuss and keep this holy day. Thank you, Deacon Obadiah, for putting that out there again. For those who did not, maybe came in a little later, I want to make sure you were aware of the Feast of Pentecost. Now, as it is our way, let's anything to say or talk about or comment on this class, this Sabbath class discussion, or anything on your mind, Brother Uriah? I mean, Brother Elder Uriah, Brother Elder Deacon Uriah, you got all kinds of names.
You know, looking back and things that we have covered, I mean, it's a beautiful thing for Yahweh to allow us, even to come wherever you are, for you to go, before Him to minister unto Him. I mean, it is His mercy that He has bestowed upon all of His people.
Right. Knowing
that we are keeping the Sabbath the best way possible we can today. Yeah, knowing that if we made an error, don't make a big deal out of it. Not to say you're forced to break it, break his the seventh day, but just pray to Him for forgiveness. We're honoring the Melchizedek priesthood, so we don't have to make any animal sacrifice. So we want to praise Him. And the next thing I would like to touch on, we mentioned about the ephod.
Okay.
And knowing that the question is there ephod required in the millennium period when Christ returned?
Okay.
Yeah, those things. He's gonna be the high priest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why you worried about that?
Yeah.
It's a good question. It's a question.
Yeah, but it just to show you, it parallel with the Messiah. He represents everything. Because Yahweh don't, give things to him in what would you say now? He gave him everything.
Okay.
Everything. What he needs, to carry out his ministry and to glorify his Father, Yahweh. So we do know that. So apart from that, beautiful class, and we need these things to help us, to remind us that we must keep the law.
Exactly.
These laws are very important to us.
Right. You're right, my brother.
Yeah,
Great point.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you said, when you start seeing it restating a point,
yeah,
over and over,
yeah,
that that's for you to, the reader and the people, the listeners. Oh, that's serious.
Yeah.
We need to, okay. That's a serious one. Praise God.
Praise God for it, man. Praise Him each and every day. And, you know, we do ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, we have to.
Every day, because we're flesh, we're earthly, and we're going to fall.
That's right.
Every day. Yeah, so don't worry about it, but still keep it in the law. You set up for it.
Right.
Return.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a shadow of things to come.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
I'm gonna turn it over to Deacon Obadiah.
Praise God for the class.
Praise God.
Awesome. What I received is what we're the plea that Yahweh is pleading to His people, and so Jeremiah chapter 3.
Okay.
Just wanted to read
Get
few
over there.
verses.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Jeremiah chapter 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They said they call him the crying prophet.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Crying to the people.
Right.
But just
Somebody have to know it.
somebody.
Amen.
That's right. Jeremiah chapter 3, and just I received verses 7 through 15.
Okay.
He says, and I said, after she had done all these things, I'm sorry, verse 6. We'll start at verse 6.
Okay.
Yahweh said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel has done? She is gone upon every high mountain and upon every green tree, and there has played the harlot.
That's right.
And I said, after she had done all these things, turn thou unto me. But she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it.
Okay.
And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away, and given her a bill of divorce.
There it is.
Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land, and committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
There it is.
And yet for all this, her treacherous sister Judah has not turned unto me with her whole heart, but vainly, says Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto me, the backsliding Israel has justified herself more than treacherous Yehudah. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, return thou backsliding Israel unto, saith Yahweh, and I will not cause my anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, saith Yahweh, and I will not keep anger forever.
Hallelujah.
Only acknowledge your iniquity that thou hast transgressed against Yahweh thy Elohim, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree. And you have not obeyed my voice, saith Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Hallelujah for that, brother. Praise God for that, man. That speaks a volume about the mercy, that grace and that mercy and love.
That's what I received.
That's it.
Stretched out still.
He's still hand stretched out.
Yeah.
We saw that love in the class discussion that as Israel committed such a grievous sin. How many days? The 40 nights. How long would that be in days? Anybody calculate that? What, the 40 days and 40 nights? That would be how many? Like 2 months? 3?
No, just 40 days.
40 days. Yeah. Not a little bit over a month.
A month.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. But Yahweh stayed his hand of judgment from the people. That was mercy. That was love. That was grace. His servant Moshe calmed them down, and we got Yahshua today, who is of a greater, perfect covenant, a better testament, right, of the Spirit. So when we find ourselves in a situation, we call on Him. We still pray for our nation. We shouldn't get so haughty that we can't pray for the people. Let Yahweh do it. Yahweh knows what's going on. We still pray. We don't pray for. We don't focus on us. Well,
did the prophets do that?
And the prophets of the nation knows.
Now I've heard for the prophets, they'll any kind of ways with Yahweh's people. They pray for Yahweh. They confess the sins that they made.
Exactly.
And pray to Yahweh forgive them.
Forgive them. Come on now.
Daniel?
You see?
Yeah. Pray. Often pray.
Yeah.
turning toward Jerusalem.
Yeah.
In that captivity in Babylon. So praise y'all for that spirit, Deacon Obi, Elder Uriah, that we are able to be here and to opine what the Spirit gives us. And we're going to continue to pray for all of those who are viewing. Again, we apologize for the technical. Hopefully we got an idea of what's been causing the problem. And hopefully Yahweh will give us that grace, mercy to resolve that.
Yes,
and so we will have unfettered broadcasting. Right, that's the word you use, right? Unfettered broadcasting on the various platforms. So with that, I think we can all say to all of the viewers, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Praise Yah and keep this day holy. And we will see you next Sabbath. Yahweh.